Good afternoon, all. I hope you guys can hear me well and see my screen.
Yes.
Good afternoon, sir. Yes.
Yes.
Thank you. One or two confirmations are enough. So I see people are still joining. We'll quickly start. We'll just wait for a minute or so, and we'll start. Recordings were uploaded yesterday on YouTube. So if you guys did not understand anything, go ahead and watch that again. Uh, Questions, I shared it with you, though it was a bit late, but I did share it with you. So I hope you guys did read about it, and you guys went through this and you tried to understand. I'm just hoping. So before we start today's topic, today we are gonna learn something about Azure geography, Azure regions. I mean, this is very basic. Even before we move to understand what is Azure, let's just understand their logic and their reach and their scope, right? So before we start into the core technical training, we should know all these things. So today we are going to cover Azure geography, Azure regions, their billing pattern, etc. How it works, what is it, where are they available, in which country they are available, which country are they planning to create a new data center in. So we are going to learn all that. We have enough time. I think we'll move beyond that also. But before we do that, let's quickly do a revision while others are joining. So who can tell me what is cloud? Any one of you could volunteer and please unmute yourself and speak. What is cloud?
I can say
It's
Yes.
cloud. Sorry.
uh, so server which we use via internet services like infrastructure, software, virtual machine, storage, etc. That is called as cloud.
Uh, okay. Anyone else in elaborated? I mean, it's not only server. It's any service which you use. It's not only servers which are available on cloud. Okay, we have services available on cloud, services like storage. Yesterday we saw, and we are going to see that there are many services. It could be storage, it could be even a translation service which will come under as a software as a service. So if we talk about categories of services, we had okay, that is the next question, so I won't speak. So we have multiple services, right, under different categories, and all of them, once they are on cloud, that is called your cloud service, not only one server. Other than that, answer is correct. But try to stick and try to use jargons. I told you the jargons will be more helpful for you to clear the interview. So what are the deployment models in cloud and their definition? Who can answer this? Maybe one person can give me one deployment model.
Suhail Bhai.
Yes, it does.
Deployment models are IaaS, SaaS, and PaaS.
Definition and full form, please.
Uh,
Even if you give me one, that's fine. I'll ask other two from two different members.
I don't remember exactly right now, but I remember the deployment models that are public, like IaaS, PaaS, and SaaS.
Yes, Iram.
These are the service models, right? Deployment models are public cloud, private cloud, and hybrid cloud.
Anyone
If
would
I'm
like
not
to correct? Who's correct? Is Ejaz saying correct or is Iram saying correct? Who would like to
Iram.
give?
Iram.
Okay. So guys, this is the reason. I'll just mute you guys. This is the reason I'm telling you guys. I could have asked types of cloud and it would have been easier for you, but purposely I am asking deployment models, and this question is more important for people who are going for the first time. People who are working with service desk, technical support, analysts, etc. We are going to show that you already working on cloud, and then I will create your resume, will prepare your resume accordingly, and they will ask you next level questions. We'll prepare for that. But people who are going as fresher, that this is my first job in cloud, you guys can expect these kind of questions, and that is the reason I asked you to please make sure that you remember the differences and you remember the jargons. What is the deployment model? What is the service model? You should know this. Okay. So okay, who would like to again cover this question number second? What are the types of cloud or deployment models?
There are three types of deployment models. One is public cloud, another is private cloud, and then hybrid cloud.
Okay, definition.
So, definition is public cloud is something where resources or hardware are maintained by the cloud provider.
Example of cloud provider. 2 or 3 examples, please. Anyone else also? It's not one-on-one, guys. Anyone can answer. Just maintain the decorum.
Azure, AWS, GCP.
Correct. What is the next model? This is public cloud. What is the next model?
Private cloud.
Okay. Who has the responsibility when it comes to public cloud? Who is responsible for hardware maintenance? Is it the company end user or is it the cloud provider?
End user.
Cloud provider.
Cloud provider.
Cloud
Cloud
provider.
provider. Whoever answered end user, that is incorrect. It is cloud provider. When we say public cloud, it is Azure or GCP, and definitely they are dealing with their hardware. We do not even have access. We do not even know what kind of hardware are they using. What kind of functionality we want or what kind of specification we want, we can tell them. Okay, I want a server which has 8 GB RAM and 500 GB hard disk. This is the virtual server you're talking about. But underline that virtual server, what is the actual server? Does it have 1 TB RAM? Out of that 1 TB, are you getting 16 GB, or it has only 20 GB, and out of that 20 you're getting 16 GB? You don't even know that, and they won't even share it, right? So even if something goes wrong in public cloud, anything and everything related to hardware, networking, etc., they will take care of it. The hardware underlining I'm talking about. Okay, the next one is private cloud. Who will take care of the private cloud?
The end user.
Organization create a cloud environment in their data center.
Sorry.
Organization create a cloud environment in their data center. And
Exactly. Yes, that is your private cloud. Private cloud is somewhere, yes, ultimately the company is responsible, but they outsource it most of the time. They outsource it to some technical company. For example, Bank of America, they are not an IT company. They do not want to take care of this. They want something like a cloud experience for their users, so they can just go and create a server with some clicks. But they do not, being a bank, their data is essential. They do not want to use any public cloud, Azure or GCP or AWS. So they hire a company, like a technical company, an IT company like TCS and IBM, etc., and they will handle their cloud on behalf of Bank of America. And that is where your jobs are being generated. Cloud admins, that is where your jobs are coming from. So Bank of America, they do not have expertise, they won't do it, but they want cloud experience also. So they will hire someone. That company will take care of it, everything. Maybe they will send an annual bill or a monthly bill to Bank of America. This is how we are going to charge. Then after that, the responsibility of that would lie on TCS or IBM, whoever has taken that contract. Whether hardware is going or software is going, whatever, they will take care of that. Okay, that is your private cloud. Public cloud we already discussed. Hybrid cloud, it's a combination of that. Okay, coming back to moving on to next question. What are the service models? So Ejaz, now your answer fits here. Okay, so we have 3, like Ejaz answered. It's IaaS, infrastructure as service. Then we have PaaS, platform as service. Then we have SaaS, software as a service. Okay. I did show a diagram to you guys. I hope you guys remember that. It was here somewhere, and this one note, guys, I have already shared it with you, right? I hope all of you have access. You can go ahead and revise whenever you want. So under infrastructure, we are using infrastructure from them. So they are responsible, them as in public cloud, Azure in this case. So Azure is responsible only for the infrastructure. This white, the gray part shows infrastructure, but we are responsible for the blue part. When I go to PaaS, platform as a service, there everything will be taken care by Azure. Now we will not be talking about other clouds also. Okay, now whenever it's public cloud, I'll just stick to Azure, because we are doing Azure. We'll have to learn Azure. We will be affiliated with Azure. Okay, so I'm saying Azure, but it means it applies to all of the clouds till here. Okay. So when I go for PaaS, platform as a service, everything will be taken care by Azure except for these two components, application and data. Okay, and serverless computing, that is also an example of platform as a service. Then we have software as a service. Here everything will be taken care by from end to end, scratch to end, from inception to end. Cloud will take care of it. You simply have to come, log in, and utilize the service. Example Facebook, example Instagram. You guys are not worried. You just install application, create your account, and start using it. That's it. You don't have to worry about it. It's a ready-made software for you, right? So you don't have to worry about coding and etc. Nothing. You can directly utilize that. Is it clear, guys? Still here?
Sohail, I just wanted to ask one question.
Hmm.
Okay, so in LAS, PaaS, and SaaS, okay, so we will be doing the second one, right?
No,
Infrastructure as
we are doing all. We are doing all. It's not LAS, by the way. It's not L. It is I.
as
Infrastructure as a
yeah,
service. Yeah, I don't know how you pronounce that.
yeah.
I've seen everyone pronouncing it in a different way, so I don't get into that. And it's not a standard dictionary word, so I can't even comment on that. So I stick to full form, but it is not L for sure. It is infrastructure as service. Yes, we will be focusing on this because most of the migration work and most of the interview questions will come from infrastructure as service. So let's say our course will be focused on infrastructure as service, 70%. 30% we are going to do platform as service. Software as service you don't even have to do. I mean, there's nothing to do actually. I'll show you one or two. It's simple. It is as good as the service is ready. You go to URL and utilize it. You don't require any technical
I understand.
expertise for that. Okay, so we are going to do all this. So guys, this is what we discussed. We already spent 15 minutes. This is not the normal practice I'll be doing. I just wanted to check how much you guys read. So if you really want to clear your interview, it is very important, I told you, to remember these questions. Today, there are only 4 questions. You might think, okay, I'll just mug it up. Now, after today's session, you guys will have more 5 questions. Then it will keep on increasing, and ultimately you'll have 30 or 40 or 50 questions. And then that time it will be difficult for you to start reading them. And those questions, trust me, look at these questions. Look at the screen. Look at these questions. Okay, all these questions are somewhere related to the questions which I am asking you to remember now, right? So if you do it now, it will be easier for you to perform in your interview. If you go through these questions, you will understand that many questions will look at this. This is Capita's interview. This is the question they ask. What is infrastructure as a service? What is PaaS? What is SaaS? Explain with examples. So I just did it for you. If you recall it and if you explain it in your interview properly, then it will become very easy for you, right? So you will get all these questions. So take them seriously. Please read them. Even I understand it's not easy to remember everything immediately, but keep on reading them. We have in every session after Saturday, Sunday, we have a gap of 1 week. And I think with whomsoever I have spoken personally before joining the class, I have told you that it's not only 2 hours I'm expecting from you. If anyone has this in her mind that you guys will join the class for 2 hours, Saturday and 2 hours and Sunday, and you're good to get a job, no, definitely not, guys. You'll have to practice on daily basis. We have not started the uh, portal yet, hence you did not have anything to practice. Let's say suppose today we start portal, I would expect you to log in on daily basis, at least do something, at least create a virtual machine. Once I show you how to create a virtual machine, that is the basic you could do. At least do something, delete something, create something, edit something. But you should see the portal on daily basis and read these questions. That is the only way which will help you to clear the interview. Other than that, I cannot take any guarantee that you will clear the interview just because you attend these sessions for 2 hours. Trust me, on YouTube, videos are available with people who have explained better than me. They are specifically doing for YouTube. So with animation, etc., with question and answer, they have been doing it. So if you're going to learn just by watching the video, why are you paying why are you paying your time here? Why are you paying your fees here? You can simply go and watch YouTube and learn, but that is not going to help. What is going to help is complete these questions and complete the task. Now the task will also come in picture. the moment we start practicing, I will be giving you task also. So I would expect you guys to log into the portal on daily basis and work on something, right? Even if it is a small one, I suggest at least 1 hour daily, because if you're going to portray that you have worked on Azure for 3 years, 2 years, and you're expecting a package, a hefty package like 14 lakh, 15 lakh per annum, which is a lakh a month. So company is not going to give it to you for free. You should know something, right? So if you want to portray your picture something like that, you should have that hands-on and a good experience. If you don't have that, no one is hiring you. Just because you have watched my videos, it's not helping you. Okay, so having said that, let's continue with next topics which we have. So we discussed cloud, we discussed types of cloud, service model, deployment model. Understand these examples also, guys. Okay, infrastructure as a service, what comes under infrastructure, what comes under platform. You don't have to remember it, just understand the logic. If I give you one service and if I explain you how it works, you should be able to understand whether it is a SaaS or PaaS. There are 1,000+ services, you can't even remember that which are the services in infrastructure or which are the services in platform. So you don't have to remember, you have to understand the concept, right? We already learned what is Azure, so we don't have to go through this. Azure architecture component, I'll come back to this. Okay, let's discuss this one now. What are the core services of Azure? I have mentioned very few. There are 1,000+ services. We don't even have to worry about them. Okay, I've mentioned very few. I'm going to show you the portal also today, so you'll see how many services are. But first, we'll apply our basic logic, the normal method which we follow. I'm going to explain it to you. You guys will read it from here, understand, mug it up, and then we'll see the portal. Then we practice. Okay, so what are the core services of Azure? There are multiple services. Few important sections of Azure services are identity management. Now, what is identity management? Can anyone tell me? It's not only in Azure. I mean, identity management is very basic term. If people who are from Windows background, Linux background, service desk, technical support, can one of you tell me what is identity management?
It's like some user is there, okay, and he's in Azure portal and he has some credentials. Then how do you know that it's the user which has logged in from Azure portal? So that's why identity management service is there. It's called IAM.
Okay, anyone else would like to try?
Hello, am I audible?
Yes, you are.
Yeah, so Identity Manager it provides the identity services to the Active Directory, which has been installed on the server, and it also provides authentication services, and also the users who has what rights within the environment. It provides that identity.
Great. So both answers are correct. That we make it simpler for you. The answers are correct, no doubt. Identity management is nothing, just the management of your identification. Forget cloud, forget IT. Identity management, you're entering to a society and they want to authorize you, but they want to check some iCard or something. Do you stay here? Are you a tenant? Are you a visitor? That is your identity management. Make an entry here. Okay, you're going to come daily. Take this iCard, take this password, put your fingerprint here, and you can come directly. Anything where you are giving access to someone to some certain place, or in this case cloud, will come to cloud, but I'm just giving you layman example now. That is your identity management. So Azure's core service, when we call it identity management, so what is it helping us? Identity management in Azure, that you can create users on Azure, new users. You can bring your old users which you already have in your environment. Okay, you can bring those users to Azure, sync them so they can start utilizing your services. You can give different level of accesses. Now if there are 100 employees in a company, not all of them will have same level of access. I hope you understand this. Some of them are from finance, some of them are from legal, some of them are managers, some of them are CXO, few of them are from operations, executive, senior, team leads, manager. All of them have different designation, different level of access, uh, different criterias, right? So managing that, it is called identity management. So it's not only in Azure, it is there in AWS, it is there in GCP. It was there before even cloud. I mean, wherever you have something, you will have identity management, even if it is not technical, even if it is a lab or maybe a library, be it a scientific lab or a book library, anything, you will have some sort of identity management. Otherwise, if it is publicly open, anyone will come and go, right? Which is not the case in our Azure or anywhere. No company will like that anyone can come and access our data, be it on cloud or on premises. So identity management has to be there. Okay, that is one service. Other service is compute. Now, what is compute? Under compute, you will see virtual machine. It is one of the main compute is a section, and virtual machine, it's one of the main services under compute. There are multiple in compute like VMSs, etc., but we are not discussing them now. And so we have compute. Then we have networking. Now, what is networking? Under compute also, what is there under compute? That they have already uh, procured the hardware, servers, etc. Everything is there. You just come, make your own configuration, use it, and go. That is your compute service they are offering you on rent. Networking. What do you mean by networking? I mean all the cabling and etc. The physical work they have done in their data center. You come here and you divide them virtually however you like. That okay, out of this I only want to use this much of the network. Okay, so you use that, pay rent, and you go. Storage. Similarly, they have petabyte of data. It's more than terabyte, petabyte, zettabyte of data storage capacity they have. They have huge storage disk and everything. They already have it. They're just offering you. You come, utilize whatever you want. 1 GB, 1 TB, 1 petabyte, 1 zettabyte, whatever you want to use. Or even if it is 1 MB you want to use. If there is some service which is workable on 1 MB, you want to use it, Azure won't stop you. Okay, if you want to use 1 MB, utilize it. You want to use 10 MB, utilize it. So that is what they're offering to you. That is your storage. We are going to learn this in detail. Our whole course is based on these 4 pillars: compute, networking, storage, and then migration. Migration will come. Database plus analytics. Database and analytics, we are not going to do much. Why? Because there is a separate team and it's a separate learning path altogether. You must have data scientists, data analysts, etc. Those guys will utilize these services. I'll show you 1 or 2 database services also, but you don't have to worry about it, because Azure admin will not do database admin job, and database admin will not do Azure admin job. And there is no upper hand or lower hand that database admin is earning more or Azure admin is earning more or learning more. In both cases, both of them have different responsibilities, and in terms of pay, both of them are being paid well. Okay, and in terms of job opportunity also, you will see database admin jobs also, you will see Azure admin jobs also, right? Analytics, it's same thing. It will combine with database. Then AI and ML, artificial intelligence and machine learning. What we see nowadays, chat GPT, etc. You have ready-made created softwares which are available on Azure, which you can use for your company. But again, an Azure administrator is not going to get into this. After this, database admin and data scientist and data engineer, they will do it. Here, solution architects, Azure admin, Azure engineer, they will deal with this. So our focus will be compute, networking, storage, and there is one more segment called migration, okay, which is very important. So is this clear, guys? Core Azure services. And by the way, this is not an interview question. Okay, no one is going to ask you this, and if they are asking, you already have the answer. But did you understand it?
Yes.
Anyone who did not understand can ping me separately also. Yeah, one more thing, guys. If you are, not feeling comfortable to ask some question, then feel free to put a message in Zoom, right? But I suggest or you always speak. I told you this is training. All of us are learning. So there is no silly question. There is no small question or wrong question. Nothing like that. If you do not understand something, do ask. So is this clear to you? Core Azure services?
Sohail bhai,
Yes.
what you said for the core, what we will be focusing here is compute, networking, storage, and migration, right?
Right. We are not
Yeah,
focusing
fine.
much on database, analytics, AI and ML. AI, ML
So
definitely
can
not. Database analytics, I'll show it to you a little bit, just for your information. No one is going to ask you that in your interview. The interview questions and everything will be based on compute, networking, storage, and migration.
you explain compute again?
I'll show it to you. Yes. Anyone else?
The same.
Okay. So let me open the portal here. So this is Azure portal. Don't worry, I'll show it to you from scratch. Don't worry that ye kahan se aa gaya, how did you log in? That is not the topic now. When we do, we are going to do it from scratch, how to log in, how to create, etc. I just want to show you something, hence I have opened it directly. Okay. So this is the home page of Azure portal. Now, if I want to go ahead and check all services, here it is. Now, this is the reason, guys, I have requested all of you not to use mobile phone. Now, if someone is using mobile phone, I'm not sure if he or she will be able to see this, that where am I moving my cursor, where am I hovering my cursor to. So it is under home at extreme left-hand corner, upper left-hand corner. Under home dashboard, there are all services option. So I've clicked
Sohail
on all
sir,
services. Yes.
can you screen large because we are using laptop also, but the icons are
Sure,
showing
sure.
so small. That's why.
No worries. Guys, do not hesitate to speak about this. If you're not able to see, feel free to tell me immediately. It should not happen that I have already explained 15 minutes and then you're telling me. Doesn't make sense. Is it visible now? So
Yes,
good,
yes.
whoever raised the
Yeah,
question.
yeah.
So if any one of
Yes,
you,
sir. Yes,
if
sir.
you guys are not able to see, do let me know. But do not try to do it on mobile. Just ask me to zoom in, and try to see it on mobile. That is not going to happen. Don't do that, guys, please. If you're serious about the course, serious about the job, make sure you put it on a large screen. I'm not even saying a laptop has to be there. Cast it on your TV. That's okay. Okay, so this is what I'm talking about. All services, we are already here. All services, right? Under all services, AI, machine learning, the categories, we are not doing that. Analytics, we are not doing that. Compute, we are going to do. Container, we are going to do. This comes under storage only. Databases, we are not doing that. DevOps, definitely a different altogether. General, it will be covered automatically. Okay, so don't go by this. I have already segregated, combined all of this, and I've created 4 categories. And it's not created by me, it's already available. So networking, we are going to do. Security, a little bit we are going to do. Monitoring, yes, we are going to do. Monitoring at the end, because monitoring for all of them are exactly same. So instead of looking at all the options, monitoring we are going to do at the end. Now coming back to Muzammil's question, compute. So if I click on compute, what do we have in compute? Under compute, we have availability set, we have host group, Azure Compute Galleries, SSH, virtual machine scale set, virtual machine application, n number of services, lab accounts, image templates. Do you have to worry about this? No. I told you in introduction session also, guys, that I want you to have some faith in me, some trust, right? I'm not going to teach you, and I'm not even expecting you to learn all of this. We know very well that which services are being used properly, mostly, and which services they ask in the interview. So I'm going to teach you only that much, which will help you to clear your interview and which will help you to get your job done. So do not worry that we are looking at these many services. Are we going to learn all of this? No, definitely not. We are not going to learn all of this. Out of this, I think we are going to just learn availability set. For sure, we are going to learn availability set. This is crucial topic. Virtual machine scale set. For sure, we are going to learn. And virtual machine. That's it. 3 of them. But while learning these 3, you are going to get understanding of all of this. Azure Virtual Desktop, we are not using at all. It's a different topic completely, though it comes under compute. Okay, so virtual machine scale set, and availability set. These are the 3 services we'll be focusing under compute. So compute is a category. Under that, there are many services. We are focusing on this one. Okay, wherever you see preview means this has been released recently and it is in preview. Being a trainer, I do get to say this. Sometimes if it is an old release, maybe once you create your account, you will also see it. If you don't, if it is not an old release, you will not see it. So don't worry about it. But whatever we have to practice, you will definitely see it. Okay, so don't worry even if you don't understand compute now. When we go and start learning virtual machine, we are going to start with virtual machine, and I told you it is the vast topic, and it is going to take maximum sessions on this one. If other topics are taking 1 or 2 sessions, virtual machine is going to take 6 or 7 sessions. But many things will be cleared in this session once we start our virtual machine. So this is our compute service. Is it clear, guys, to everyone?
Yes.
Okay. Now for identity, what are they using? Which service are they using? For identity, they are using Azure Active Directory. Okay. One more thing, guys. Azure keeps on changing names and features and options. So if in my old videos, if you see something else, and or maybe on YouTube, a 4-year-old video, if you see something else, and here if you see something else, do not get confused. There's no wrong or right. Azure keep on changing options. For example, this Azure Active Directory. Now we are starting the class. I think it's still Azure Active Directory. Let me check. If I search here for Azure Active Directory, okay, it is still Azure Active Directory, but I can guarantee you by looking at the news and etc. and how they are advertising it, by the time we finish our session, we won't have this Azure Active Directory anymore. They are renaming it to Entra ID. You can go ahead and Google that, or if you don't want to, it's okay. So they're renaming it, and everything will be changed here. All options will be changed. So change is the only constant thing in Azure, right? So do not worry if you see something else. We are learning the concept here. Just because your names and options are here and there, you don't have to worry about it. We are trying to understand concepts, right? So when we understand Azure AD, now it is Azure AD, so I'll have to teach you Azure AD. But maybe by the end of the course, it will become something else. Look at this. Yes, Azure Active Directory is becoming Microsoft Entra ID. Look at this. By the time of the end of the course, maybe you will see here Microsoft Entra ID. So you should not worry about it. That okay, we never learned Microsoft Entra ID. It's just the name which is being changed, and maybe few clicks and options here and there. But you should understand the concept. Same applies on all the topics. This I just remember because I was watching some videos and I was reading their emails, and we were talking about AD. So I thought I'll let you know, guys. Okay. So we have Azure Active Directory for identity. Log analytics, we'll see this later. We have cost management plus billing. This is also their service. Now what is cost management and billing? I'll show it to you.
Yeah,
Let me go to
just
portal.
sorry to interrupt, Sohail. So there will be announcement every time when Azure is changing.
Yes, definitely. Yes, yes.
Okay.
See, Azure Active Directory, it's one of the biggest component. Hence you have a loud announcement. I mean, no one will miss. They will send emails, they will put advertisement, they will put ads, they will put banner here, but small options here and there, no, you won't have announcement as such. But maybe they will send some email and you will ignore also, and later on you will realize, okay, it happened, fine. So not as loud as Azure Active Directory. This is one of their biggest services, right? So this is something different. If they change few options, they do send an email for sure, but we tend to miss it, and then later on we realize, and you will get it once you understand the concept. You don't have to worry what has become what. You will understand it very well, and we are focusing on concept here. Okay, so cost management plus billing. Now the scope and everything, I'll show it to you later, but just let me show you that what is the service. Don't worry, why did I come here, how did I come here, what is pay-as-you-go, what is UT-Kloud. We're going to learn that from scratch. As of now, what I'm talking, I just want to show you some pictures. Just look at these as pictures. So under cost management, Azure gives an option to do the cost analysis based on your 15 days usage. What will be your bill at the end of the month? Okay, cost alerts. If I have only 7,000 rupees per month as a trainer, I get 7,000 per month to utilize. So if I want to put an alert at 5,000, I can put that alert. I can decide my budget also. We have advisor recommendation that You have created a machine of 10 GB or 20 GB and you're not using that since last 30 days. You can delete it. That is an advice for you. Okay. Invoices, billing, etc. This will come under cost management and billing. You guys don't have to worry about it. You should know it where it is, but you don't have to worry about it. You won't do the billing and it's these job. Only less than a minute is left, guys. We are closing this session. We'll see you at 14:45 using the same link. If you guys have any questions, we'll take that as soon as we start the next session.
Okay.
Or do you want to continue without a break? I can definitely. Quickly, guys. Hardly 30 seconds are pending.
We'll take
No
a break.
worries.
We will join.
Okay. See you at 14:45 then. Same link.